So this is going to be my desk setup tour for 2022. Last year I did a whole room tour. This year we're just sticking to the desk setup. So this is pretty much where I spend about, I don't know, 70 to 80% of my day at the desk. So yeah, I gotta at least try to make this setup a little bit, aesthetically pleasing and a little bit productive versus just a desk with all my shit on the desk, So yeah. Hopefully you guys get some ideas from this, or if you guys have some ideas for me, I would love to hear about them in the comments. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So first I want to mention that the majority of the stuff, hopefully, that I talk about in this video, I'll try to link in the description below for you guys to check out. So first is the desk. It's a Zinus L-shaped desk, I believe. I bought it off Amazon. I bought it because it was an L-shaped desk. It had some decent reviews, wasn't super expensive, so I thought, why not? It's been holding up well for 3 years. Honestly, I like the desk. It's really nice. The surface itself is pretty smooth. It hasn't had any kind of issues. The color I like. There's also, I think, a lighter, like material color one. But otherwise, the reason I got it, it was L-shaped, and I wanted it for a corner. That's why I got it. The only issues I guess you can have the drawer. There's a drawer here, but it's not the smoothest. It's not the nicest. It does get stuck every once in a while. And also the two pieces where they connect, it's not the flattest and best connected, but to me it's not a big deal. Just it is what it is. So just something so you guys can keep in mind. But otherwise, the desk itself has been holding up pretty great for the most part. So the way I have my desk set up is that I have my monitor and my keyboard and my mouse all kind of in the corner of the edge of the L, and then I have other stuff on either side. I like it that way because I can easily just scoot right in into the perfect L, and then have each side be almost like a little bit of an armrest for my hands, but also gives me desk space on either side, so I don't have to focus on one side for all my computer stuff and then one side for all the free desk space. Plus, having the corner means that there is going to be some loss of space if you have everything on one side, because then putting stuff in the edge there, not the best spot. So that's why I thought the monitor is the best spot for that. So that's why I have it tucked in there. So first, let's talk about each side. So on the left-hand side, we have the microphone. So this is with the Knox stand, which has been pretty good so far. It hasn't been the most perfect combination with the arm stand and the desk itself, only because the frame gets in the way at where I have my arm stand hooked up at. So sometimes it gets so loose that it just falls right off. So it's just something to keep in mind there. But the arm stand itself has been pretty good. I used to have it closer to me so I could have it easily accessible for Zoom calls and school meetings and stuff like that, and when I played games. But then I needed to use it for filming videos, so I moved it to the edge so that I could easily have it across my camera. But now I use a different microphone setup, so it doesn't really need to be used for that particular reason. But I also like it there just because it doesn't get in the way. It's on the side. It has no issue being there. It doesn't get in the way at all. So it is a stretch, having to stretch it across the desk itself, but it still works. It still functions like it's supposed to. And the microphone itself, the Yeti one, I've had for 3 years as well. And so far, I only had one issue. I believe the cable itself, where you connected the port, for some reason got super loose and it fell right off. So I had to get that replaced. Luckily, it was still under warranty. So since then, I haven't had much of an issue, which is good. I've had great sound quality coming from it, and usability has been pretty simple and pretty easy to use. Next to it, I have my pencil cup. So I have pens and pencils there that I don't even use anymore. And I have my markers, which I do use for a whiteboard. But then I also have a little drawer in the middle, which keeps all of my wireless earbuds, which is pretty cool. So all my earbuds that I use are all going to be stuck in that little container, which is nice and easy to get to. Next to it is a candle, which I haven't finished using since last year. The same old candle. I can't believe I haven't finished using it. Next to it is a frame, which has just a memory from when I used to work at Hershey Park. Nothing serious there. Moving on to the right-hand side is where my Google Home Hub is. So this used to be the OG Google Home Hub, the air freshener looking one. Now it's the Nest Hub 2nd generation, which it was kind of an improvement. So the main improvement, obviously, or difference is going to be that this has an actual screen, versus the OG Home Hub had no screen. It was just an air freshener. But the Home Hub Nest, the 2nd generation Nest Hub here, has been pretty good. The main reason I like it is because, again, it has that screen, so I can use it without having to actually talk to it, whether it be for, changing my routines, changing the lights, playing music. You can actually watch YouTube videos on here. Like, it's actually pretty cool. A lot of extra added functionality to it. There's also the new sleep sensing, which can track your sleep, whether it be your movements or your cycles, and also tracks whether you snore or not. Convenient and cool to have, but I don't really take advantage of it or use it as much. It's just there if I really wanted to. The audio quality, though, is subpar. It's not the greatest, and it's definitely not as good as the original Google Home Hub. So yeah, it's something that I wish was a little bit better, but I might just get a wireless speaker that I can connect to it so that I can get rid of that. Because when I'm listening to it at very low volumes, when it's at like 1 or 10%, whatever you want to call it, you can hear like crackling noise. And then when you have it the whole way up, it just lacks some oomph. It's not as powerful, not as strong, not as punchy, not as bassy, but it does the job. I typically listen to music either in earbuds or on my Bose speakers that I have on my computer. Those sound a little bit better. So, but yeah, otherwise, definitely would recommend any kind of home device. It's just very convenient, especially if you have a lot of smart devices in your house, or actually it allows you to have a lot of smart devices in your house, which is pretty awesome. So I love it for being use it as my alarm, and the fact that it's also pretty much a digital clock. So that's another big advantage compared to just having an air freshener sitting there. It's an actual digital clock compared to just an air freshener. So that's pretty cool. Next to it is my wireless charger. Before, I used to have 2 separate wireless chargers, one for my phone and one for my watch. Now it's the wireless charger trio by Samsung, which is awesome, perfect, convenient for everything that I need to charge for my watch, my phone, and my earbuds. So it's perfect. And it's next to my bed, which is why I have everything that's on this side next to my bed. It's my home hub, used for an alarm, used for sleep sensing, and the charger trio used for charging overnight, which is perfect. So everything that I need before I go to bed is going to be on my right hand side, and then everything that I use throughout the day will be on my left hand side, which is pretty cool. I also have my fan controller Velcro strapped underneath the table. Again, it's next to my bed, which is easy for when I'm sleeping or in the morning, or if I'm just at my desk, I can easily just take the controller off and turn my fan on real easily without having to get up and physically go turn the fan on. Again, convenience. Otherwise, that's pretty much it on each side and what I have and why I have certain things on each side. Around the desk itself, we have some things to give me some personality. So above on the left, starting with the left here, we have just some like signature stuff that I got signed or that I bought pre-signed. So these things were from NF. He's one of my favorite artists. So we got a poster and we got these CDs. Both frames, or all 3 frames, I bought on Amazon, which is pretty cool. So just a little something to give me personality. And then we have a whiteboard here. I just use this for tasks. Usually I used it for school. Each section was a course I would write down what I needed to get done for that week. And above it, I have a poster of Logic. Again, another one of my favorite artists. Just something to add there. And then on the right-hand side, this is kind of weird. I've been like sticky tacking all these boxes from devices that I use. So everything from my S10, my S21, my Z Fold, all the earbuds, the tablet, the watches, and now the Pixel. Yeah, so everything that I've had or I've gotten, I have sticky tacked the actual box itself. There's nothing in each box, it's just the actual box. I don't know, just to add again some personality. That's what I like tech, and that's pretty much what I do. So that's why I have those sticky tacked there. So now let's get into the monitor, keyboard, and mouse. So the mouse that I use, the MX Master 3, I'm sure you've heard a lot about it, but I bought it just because people convinced me. A lot of reviews, I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's buy it. And so far, I've liked it. It's been a pretty good mouse, reliable, nice weight, lots of good programmable buttons here, and the horizontal scroll, awesome. It's perfect, it's easy to use. Just overall, a really good mouse, good for ergonomics, it's just a good mouse. Pricey, but a good mouse. The keyboard is a G915 TKL, the clicky version. I love it. I love this keyboard. It's compact, but it's also very functional. It's got all the keys that I really need. It's got a slim profile. It's got RGB. Only thing I do wish is that the small, like secondary function buttons or function little parts actually had RGB as well, because you can't really see them in the dark. But otherwise, still great little keyboard. It's clicky. Like I said, it's the clicky version, so it sounds amazing. And like I said, it's got a lot of functionality. So you got, the media controls, being able to scroll and make the volume go up and down really easily, pause and play stuff, skip tracks. And then you also have the ability to connect to two devices, one via the Lightspeed adapter and one via Bluetooth. So the Lightspeed adapter, have it on my computer, and then the Bluetooth, I have it with my tablet. So I can easily switch between them. Actually, just like no latency and if at all, like especially with the adapter and then Bluetooth, little to no latency. Now I don't really notice it because that's with my tablet. And then the monitor itself, this is the LG GLA 50B. Great monitor. It's got great size, great color, and great refresh rate. So it's a 27-inch, it's a Quad HD 1440p, and it's 144 hertz. And the color, I don't know what the gamut is or whatever it's called, like how it rates in the spectrum, but to me, it's great. It's got great color, it's got great quality, it's got great smoothness. It's an overall great display. It is an IPS display, so it's great for pretty much every angle. So also, you can tilt this back and forth. You can, what's it called? Swivel it. You can rotate it. It's got a lot of movement that you can do to it, which is awesome. So overall, it's a great package monitor. On the back, you also have the ability to kind of organize your cables with this little part that it has. But otherwise, like I said, it's a great monitor. I use it on the daily. It's awesome. And connected to it, I do have two speakers. I believe it's the Bose Companion 2s. Not the best sounding in the world, not the loudest, but it's still really good. For the price that you're paying, it's still pretty good. So I would say they're great, almost like beginner speakers. And then once you want something high-end, you look into it. I think I might just get a subwoofer to go with it, because otherwise the two speakers by themselves sound pretty good. I also have the Xbox controller behind the monitor. I mean, I play games every once in a while. I'm not a hardcore gamer, so I really don't spend a lot of time playing games on my mouse and keyboard. I used to, but not as much anymore. That's why I'm okay with using the MX Master 3 as well. For gaming, it's just not the greatest, but it's good for casual games here and there. And then the Xbox controller I'll pretty much use for every other game session that I have. And then I also have a couple Funko Pops on my desk, again for personality. One is Logic, one of my favorite artists. The other one is Dancing Groot, because I'm a Marvel fan. And then Kevin Malone, or in this case, Super Kevin Malone from The Office, because it's one of my, if not my favorite show of all time. So empowering this whole setup, is the computer itself. So the way the computer looks is not the most aesthetically pleasing, but here's all the things that are inside the computer. I don't really remember everything. And only thing that's changed from last year was that I added more storage. So I got an M.2 SSD this time around. I use it for all my games. So hopefully this makes the games, I've noticed that it does open up games much quicker and runs things much faster. But that's pretty much it. And that's the reason I got it for all my games. I was also running out of storage for other stuff, so that clears up storage for my other files. Like I can store more video files, even though it is going to be slower to move them back and forth. But I just want to store them there. I'm not really looking to do much with them. So that's primarily the reason why I upgraded that part. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. It's been holding up pretty well. I've had it for about 3.5 years now, and it's been doing well. I think it's time for an upgrade pretty soon, but I would give it another year to a year and a half before I need to do something like that. And on my computer itself, I also have a USB extender, an adapter type thing. Basically, it gave me more USB adapters or USB ports, and it also gave me access to a micro SD card and an SD card, just because I need that to be able to get the footage off the camera and into my computer. And I also have a Velcro strap on the computer itself. That's just for my SSD. So the SSD is where I keep all my video files, and I edit off my SSD. So basically it allows me to edit at home or edit on my computer or my laptop. So I also have a Velcro strap on my laptop itself in the back. So again, it's just to keep the thing secure. I don't want the SSD to accidentally get disconnected and then I lose all my files. But overall, that's my desk setup. I do have the desk next to the desk on the left-hand side, so it doesn't get in my way. It's not underneath my feet or anything like that. It just stands there. I did have to get some extra long cables and really work on my cable management to make sure that the cables weren't going crazy. Always takes some time to get this cable management, just fine. I feel like I used to spend just hours working around trying to get these cables to not only align properly and just hide away. Like, this is how I have it set up. Honestly, it's probably the best I'll ever have to get it, and hopefully I don't have to move my desk anytime soon, because It's gonna be real frustrating to try and figure all that out again. But yeah, use clips, use I don't know what these are called, like straps, like that wrap around your cables. Use actual cable holders. Like there's a lot of things you can use, and that's the way I did it. It's okay. I sometimes just cheap out and just like use sticky tack to just stick a cable. It's so bad sometimes, but yeah, I definitely would recommend getting into some cable management to try to figure things out. At the end, it's worth it. Trust me, at the end, it's worth it. So the only other thing that's going on is the Philips Hue lighting system. So this is awesome for not only giving you more light and more personality, but you can sync it with what's going on with your monitor. So it replicates those colors onto the strip lights and onto the play bars, which is awesome. So basically I have a strip light going on my desk here and then 2 play bars behind my monitor. Again, I have them synced, so when I want to use it for music, I can have it synced to the music or sync to what's going on my screen. Otherwise, I just use it just for more lighting and give my room a little bit more of aesthetic looking thing. But otherwise, that's pretty much it with my desk setup. That's it. Hope you guys got something out of this video, learned something for your own desk setup, or got some ideas for your desk setup, and leave some suggestions for yourself, or for me, from you to me. But otherwise, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.